In this video, I am going to discuss about triangle law of vector addition. In the last video, I told you people about vector addition. Okay, that vector addition is not possible by simple laws of algebra, and then I told you that adding vectors is not as easy as adding scalars. Okay, so here in this video, I am going to teach you the laws that are applied when two vectors are to be added, when we try to see what is the effect of those two vectors. Okay, so here we go with the triangle law of vector addition. So case number one, when vectors are adding in the same direction, suppose there is some object, one person is applying a force in this direction, the other one is applying the force in this direction. So eventually their forces will add up to move the object in this direction. So there is no problem. Okay, we simply can evaluate. Similarly, when the vectors are acting in opposite directions, like this is some object, one person is applying a force in this direction, the other one is pushing it like this. So basically what is going to happen, these two vectors are acting in opposite directions. Again, there is no problem in finding out the overall effect. Suppose some 50 newtons is acting over here, some 40 newtons is acting over here, like in this direction. So the overall effect is 10 newtons acting over here, because 40 will be cancelled by 40 newtons that are coming in 50. Okay, so R vector equals to A vector minus B vector. But the problem arises when the directions oriented are so random. Suppose this is some object, one force is acting here, the other is acting here. How can you find out? Now they neither are in the same direction nor they are in exactly opposite directions. Similarly, if one force is trying to take the object here and simultaneously the other force is trying to take the object over here. If one force is taking the object over here and the other force is coming and getting applied over here from this side, then it's difficult to tell the prediction, It's difficult to predict where the object will be moving. So in these type of cases, there are some laws that are made which come to our rescue to tell us that in these type of situations where the object will actually go. Like if there is some object, simultaneously 5 people are applying the forces over it. So eventually object jayega kahan? That is the subject of concern right now. So in that case, we use triangle law. And how do we use it? Just have a look here. Suppose there is some object, a force is acting over it to push it like this. And after it is pushed over here, and then some other force is acting. So basically what is triangle law saying? That if the two forces, if the two vectors, not only forces, it can be any vector. If two vectors are acting in such a way that they can be represented by two sides of a triangle taken in the same order. Order is going here from here and then from here to here. So the order is going. So if two vectors are represented by two sides of a triangle taken in the same order, then the third side will represent the overall effect of these two vectors taken in the opposite order. Okay, you saw this in the case when I was teaching you about displacements. That if the person goes from here to here and then from here to here, the overall displacement will be like this. Similarly, in that case, it was a right angle triangle that I made. Here I am taking random directions. So in this case, the overall effect of these two things will be this. Okay, you got it? R vector equals to A vector plus B vector. Now the target is to find out this R vector. R means resultant, overall effect of A and B. So if I want to find out resultant vector, as the name suggests, it's a vector quantity, so I will be finding out the magnitude as well as the direction. So what will I be doing? First of all, I'll be making it as a right angle triangle. I need to find out the magnitude of this r vector and direction. So I'll be making it a right angle triangle, hypothetical dotted lines like this. Okay. So, and one more thing, the angles are always measured like this when two rays are emerging from a same point. Here, this is the point and two rays are not emerging from the same point. So, this cannot be the angle between A vector and B vector. Rather, the A vector can be extended like this, its direction, and this will be the angle between A vector and B vector. Let us take this angle as theta. Okay, now the labeling will start. Suppose this is P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. Fine. Now we will be finding out the magnitude. How can we find out PSR? PSR is a right angle triangle. So hypotenuse square is equals to base square plus perpendicular square. So this becomes PS square equals to PR square plus RS square. Okay, PS square means R square, which we are desperate to find right now. Okay, so this PR square means PQ plus QR. PQ plus QR whole square. And this RS square remains as it is. Okay. Now these things are going to get simpler like this. R square PQ. PQ is actually equal to A. We are dealing with magnitudes only, so I am not putting vector sign. And what about QR? QR is the base of this small right angle triangle SQR. So QR upon this B. Base upon hypotenuse equals to cos theta. So QR equals to B cos theta. I'll put it here, B cos theta whole square and RS whole square. So RS is the perpendicular of this small right angle triangle. So SRS perpendicular upon hypotenuse equals to sine theta. And QS is equal to B. So RS will be equal to B sine theta whole square. I would urge you to solve this, and when you will solve it, it will be A square plus B square cos square theta plus 2AB cos theta plus B square sin square theta. Then you will take B square common from two terms, and cos square theta plus sin square theta will be in the bracket. That will be equal to 1. It's an identity. Cos square theta plus sin square theta equals to 1. So what you will be left with eventually, R square equals to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So R is equal to under the root A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. So this is the magnitude. So target number 1 is achieved, that we have found the magnitude of the resultant. Now we will be finding out the direction of the resultant. In what direction will the overall resultant be acting? If you want to tell the direction, you can tell the angle at which it is acting. See, this angle is specifying different direction and this angle is specifying different direction. So by telling the angle made with any of the vectors will eventually tell us the direction of the resultant vector. So I am letting this angle to be beta. So I'll be finding tan beta to tell the direction. So this is overall big triangle PSR, right angle triangle, and I'll be finding out tan beta. Tan beta is perpendicular by base. Tan beta, just give me a second, tan beta equals to perpendicular by base, PR. Now perpendicular RS equals to B sine theta, we had already found it. Okay, it's equal to B sine theta, and PR, it is equal to A plus this portion is equal to B cos theta. So this will be B sine theta divided by A plus B cos theta. So this is how we use triangle law of vector addition to find out the resultant when the vectors are acting in random directions. Okay, and whenever we are finding a vector quantity, we need to find out its magnitude as well as direction. Thank you.